Here are 3 cool ways to lace Jordan 1 mids, including bar lacing, loose lacing, and diamond lacing. Timestamps for each are down below. Let's get into it.
Here's how to bar lace Nike Air Jordan 1 mids. Begin by taking your lace, and what we're going to do is thread each lace end down into the 2 very bottom eyelets on your mids. Pull your lace through a little bit, but not all the way. Go ahead, swap to the other side and bring the lace end down into the very bottom eyelet from above, just like we did. Now once you've got those through, before you pull all that excess lace through, grab a hold of your 2 lace ends and hold them at equal length. Hold your sneaker and then just yank those laces all the way through, making sure there's no twists or creases. And what this will do is make sure your laces come out of equal length and they'll make the pattern super nice and neat. Now you can play this video on half speed or pause as much as you like. There's literally no rush at all. Just follow along with me and make sure you get it right in your own time. Take a hold of this lace, and what we're going to do is we're going to skip this eyelet here, and we're going to move to the 3rd eyelet up from the bottom, and we're going to take the lace end up through it from underneath, making sure that that 2nd eyelet there is just left empty. Then we're going to take this lace over the sneaker tongue, and we're going to bring it down into the 3rd eyelet up from the bottom on the other side from above, making sure we're leaving these 2 eyelets totally empty. Then we're going to swap back to the other lace, and we're going to bring this lace up into this empty eyelet here from underneath, just like that. And then we're going to bring it over the sneaker tongue and down into this empty eyelet here from above. So down into it from above to complete that bar. Pull that through, and look, we're already 3 bars into our pattern. Now you want to make sure this lace is underneath this lace here, so it can just easily go straight into the next part of the pattern. Keep a hold of it. We're going to skip this eyelet just like we did before, and we're going to go up into the one above it from underneath, like this, making sure we're leaving this one empty. We're going to keep hold of this lace, bring it over the sneaker tongue, and down into the corresponding eyelet from above, just like this. Pop that one out of the way, swap back to the other one, and we're going to bring it up into the empty eyelet on this side from underneath, just like we did before. So make sure you're pulling that up through it from underneath. Looking good. And then we're going to bring it over the sneaker tongue to fill in the empty eyelet on the other side. And we're going to go down into that one from above. Just take your time, it can be a little bit wiggly, and pull it through. Making sure there's no twists or creases. Can always just take a minute to redo things. Keep hold of this lace and make sure it's underneath this bar here. Just like that. Make sure yours is underneath like that. And we're going to do what we've been doing, skipping the next eyelet up and going into the eyelet above that from underneath. Now bring your lace end up into that eyelet from underneath. And you want to just make sure you're tucking that lace end, that extra lace down behind the sneaker tongue so it's staying out of the way and keeping the pattern looking fresh. Then keep a hold of this lace, bring it over the sneaker tongue and down into the corresponding eyelet on the other side from above. Just like that. Awesome. Pop it out the way, swap back to the other one, and you guessed it, we're filling in these empty eyelets here, just like we've been doing all along. So take your lace end up into the empty eyelet on this side from underneath, just like that. Pull it through. Awesome. Bring it over the sneaker tongue, and we're going to fill in this eyelet here by going down into it from above. Then we want to make sure this lace end is underneath this lace here, just like that. And we're going to bring it up into the final eyelet this time, like so, from underneath. We're not skipping one this time, we're just filling in this one. And we're going to bring it over the sneaker and down into the final eyelet on that side to finish off the look. So we weren't skipping one that time, we were just finishing the final eyelet. Make sure all of your laces are hidden out of sight by the tongue. And then you might be wondering, what are we doing with these excess laces here? Well, what I like to do is first of all just adjust your pattern and make sure your laces are slack enough for your feet to be able to slip in and out of. So you can just take a minute to do that. And when you're ready, get a hold of these laces and we're just going to tie them together in a little loose knot like this, just so that the pattern doesn't come too loose. And then we're going to tuck that down inside the sneaker, and that shouldn't bother your feet at all. Laces are very soft, and it'll just mean that each time you put on your Jordans, you can slip them straight on and off without the need for tying them. Repeat on the other shoe and you'll have a really awesome pair of bar lace Jordan 1 mids. If you found the info in this video helpful, please hit the like button for me to help it reach more people. It really helps me out. And consider subscribing for more sneaker lacing content. I have loads of videos available for you guys. Thanks! Here's how to loose lace Nike Air Jordan 1s. Start by taking your lace, and what we're going to do is we're going to feed each lace end down into the two very bottom eyelets from above. So let's go down to this one first. Pull it through only a little bit, not all the way. Swap to the other lace end, and we're going to take it down into this eyelet on this side from above, just like this. Pull it through a little bit like that. Then what we're going to do is grab a hold of the lace ends together like that, and we're going to pull the rest of the lace all the way through. Keeping a hold of them like this means that your laces will come out of equal length and you won't have to mess around getting them both to be the same. But if you do, don't worry about it. Pause the video, take as much time as you need. There's literally no rush. Then we're going to keep a hold of this lace and we're going to go over the sneaker tongue and down into the next eyelet up on this side. So down into that one from above, pull it through. And you can play the video on half speed if you need, just take as much time and follow along. Then we're going to swap to the other lace and we're going to do the same on the other side, down into the next empty eyelet from above. And pull it all the way through. Looking good. And you just want to make sure there's no twists or creases in any of your laces. Then we're going to keep a hold of this one, take it over the sneaker tongue and down into the next available eyelet. Then swap back to the other one and down into the next available eyelet on the other side. Now the key is to make sure you're following exactly what I'm doing and your laces are all sitting in the exact same pattern, if that makes sense. So this lace should always be on top each time. Keep a hold of this one over the sneaker tongue, down into the next empty eyelet from above and pull it through. Looking good. Swap back to the other one and do the exact same on the other side. Down into it from above. Great. Keep a hold of this lace over the sneaker tongue and down into the next available eyelet. Pull it all the way through. Making sure you don't get any twists, as it definitely happens. Then swap back to the other one, down to the next available eyelet again. Awesome. Keep a hold of this one and bring it over the sneaker tongue and down into the next eyelet. Getting the hang of it now. Swap back to the other one. Do the exact same on the other side. Bring it down into the next eyelet available. Now at this point, what I like to do is just take a second to adjust my laces and make sure they're all sitting kind of nice. And the pattern's looking cool. Then we're going to go in again with this one. And you should be at the second eyelet down from the top. If not, if you have more or less eyelets than me, when you reach the one that's second down from the top, go into it from above for the last time. Same on the other side. down into the second one down from the top, from above for the last time. And here's where the cool loose lacing little trick comes in. So for the very final eyelets on either side, we're going to go up into them from underneath, if that makes sense. So keep a hold of this lace. We're going to go into the eyelet from underneath, and we're only going to pull it out around about this much. Don't worry about this. Swap to the other one and do the exact same on the other side. Bring it up into that final eyelet from underneath and pull out about this much so it's even on either side. Now with all these excess laces, what you can do is literally just tuck them behind the sneaker tongue like this, out of sight, and they'll just sit on top of your foot and they won't bother your foot at all. They're really soft, and it'll finish everything off with a really nice, crisp, clean look. Repeat on your other sneaker and you'll have a really awesome pair of loose lace Nike Air Jordan 1s. If you found the info in this video helpful, please hit the like button for me to help it reach more people, and consider subscribing for more lacing content. I have loads of videos available to inspire you guys. Thanks a lot! Here's how to diamond lace Nike Air Jordan 1 mids. Start by taking your lace, and what we're going to do is we're going to feed each lace end down into the very bottom eyelets from above, without pulling them all the way through. Just feed them in a little bit, down into the very bottom eyelets from above. And before you pull all that lace end through, take your two laces here, make sure they're of equal length, grab a hold of your sneaker and just yank all that excess lace through, making sure there's no twists or turns. And what this will do is make sure your laces come out of equal length. If yours haven't, don't worry about it, just pause the video and take a second to make sure both laces come out equal length. Then we're going to keep a hold of this lace end, and what we're going to do is we're going to bring it across the sneaker tongue, but we're going to skip the second eyelet up from the bottom here, and instead we're going to go down into the third eyelet up from the bottom from above, if that makes sense. So pull it through like that, leaving that one empty, and we're going to swap to the other lace and do the exact same on the other side. So we're going to skip the second eyelet up from the bottom, and we're going to go down into the third eyelet up from the bottom from above, just like this. So we have a little cross here, but there's two empty eyelets here. Then we're going to keep a hold of this lace, feed it underneath this little bit of the cross, and we're going to bring it up into this empty eyelet here from underneath. So it is a little bit fiddly, so just take your time. Pull that through. Remember, you can play this video on a half speed if you like, whatever's best for you. Then swap back to the other lace, and we're going to do the exact same. Bring it underneath the little cross here and up into this empty eyelet from underneath. Just like that. Pull it through. Great. Now you can see our diamond pattern starting to form. Then we're going to keep a hold of this lace and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to bring it over the sneaker tongue, but skip the next empty eyelet and instead go down into the one above that, like this, from above. Do the same on the other side, swap back to your other lace, skip this eyelet here to leave it empty, and we're going to go down into the eyelet above that instead. So make sure we're going down into that from above. Looking good. If you get any twists in your laces, that's no problem at all. Just take a second to adjust them. Then we're going to keep a hold of this lace, go underneath the little cross here and up into this empty eyelet from underneath, just like we did before, and do the exact same on the other side. Take the lace end underneath and up through that empty eyelet. It's looking great. Now we're going to keep hold of this lace and we're going to continue what we've been doing. Skip this eyelet here, leaving it empty, and instead we're going to go down from above into the eyelet above that. So there's always an empty eyelet left. Swap back to the other lace, do the same on the other side. Skip an eyelet and take the lace end down into the eyelet above that from above. So it's looking great. Keep a hold of this lace, bring it underneath the little cross here, and up through that empty eyelet, just like we've been doing. And do the exact same on the other side. Bring it underneath everything and up through that empty eyelet. Looking good. Now you might want to take a minute here just to adjust your laces to make sure you can slip your feet in. But it is looking great. Now what we're going to do is we're going to finish off the pattern by keeping hold of this lace. And instead of skipping an eyelet this time, we're just going to fill in the final eyelet on each side from above. So take that lace end down into that final eyelet, just like that. And the exact same on the other side. Take the lace end down into the final eyelet from above to finish off the pattern. And just take a second to adjust everything and you'll see we've got a really awesome looking diamond lacing pattern. Now you're likely wondering, what do we do with these excess laces? Well, what I like to do is tie them in quite a loose bow, like this, and then simply slip them behind the sneaker tongue out of place. Now they won't bother the top of your feet at all, laces are very soft, and what it'll do is just mean your pattern's kept in place and you can slip your feet in and out with no problem. Repeat on your other sneaker, and you'll have a really awesome pair of diamond laced Jordan 1s. If you found the info in this video helpful, please hit the like button for me to help it reach more people, and consider subscribing for more sneaker lacing content. I have loads of styles available. Thanks guys!